Hi there, it's Carol again. I'm back. As promised, I'm going to talk about Alaska today. In July of 2021, I will be scheduling a trip to Alaska. Now, Alaska is one of the biggest bucket list items that we have, and it is a wonderful, wonderful trip. First of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about how big Alaska is. I don't know if you can see this or not. The black there is the size of Alaska, and it's superimposed on the United States. As you can see, it covers a lot of our territory. It's 570,000 square miles in area, and it has 33,900 miles of shoreline. And that's 33% of America's total shoreline. On the north is the Arctic Ocean. To the west is the Bering Sea. And just to the south, where we're going to be cruising, is the Gulf of Alaska. And we'll be cruising down to the Pacific Ocean. Don't know exactly what the date is yet or the final price will be, but I'm sure the 12 days and the 25 meals that's going to be included in this particular trip are going to be well worth the money. What we'll do is start out in Fairbanks, Alaska, which is kind of right in the middle of Alaska. We'll start there, and we'll have a tour of Fairbanks, and then the next morning we will have a cruise on this Sternwheeler Discovery, and it's going to be on a lake there, and they're going to have stops. Going to meet the people and get a taste for some of the food there. And then we will get on a motor coach and we will go to Denali National Park. Denali's is one of the most beautiful parks in the United States. It has Mount McKinley there, and it's inspired by Alaskan pioneers. There's a place that we're going to eat called Fanny Q Quigley's, and that's really great food, and it kind of highlights all of the cuisine that's in Alaska that you'll be sampling. On day 3 then, we take a really in-depth tour into the tundra wilderness of Alaska, and we will tour at length in Denali Forest and Denali National Park. You'll be able to see all kinds of wildlife there. There's going to be, I don't know, goats, mountain goats, elk, maybe a bear or two that we'll be able to see. All kinds of things going on there. And of course, the twin peaks of Mount McKinley. Hopefully, it won't be clouded over with fog or clouds. And then we'll have a little bit of time at our leisure. That's the nice thing about these tours. You do have some time on your own, and you'll be close to shopping and all. So if you need to either just take a walk or go do some souvenir shopping, you'll be able to do that. The next day then, we go to Talkeetna, and we get there on the train. There's a dome car with glass over the top, and you'll be able to see the beautiful mountains and all of the trees. The last time we were there, it was the first snow of the season, and the flakes were probably that big around coming down. It was absolutely gorgeous. And we will get into Talkeetna, where we will see, if I can find it, oh, here it is. We might be able to see the mayor. The mayor is a kitty cat. and his name is Stubbs, and he was born in 97. And he is a stubby tail cat. That's why he was named that. and he's part Manx cat. And they've even done an ode to the mayor, and it's just a real cute little story about the mayor of Talkeetna. But there's other things at Talkeetna. Wonderful, wonderful shopping there, and a lot of things to see. That evening, we will be dining somewhere in Talkeetna, and it'll be plenty of time to explore the area. On day 5, then, we depart to get to our ship. We will go to Anchorage, and it is Alaska's largest city, Anchorage. Then we'll go on to Whittier, and Whittier is where we get on the boat, or ship, I guess. It's a Princess Cruise Line, and the Princess Cruise Lines are, well, the biggest cruise lines in the Alaska tour business. And from there, we'll start having 3 meals a day right on the ship. You don't even have to get off to go have fabulous meals. And the next day, day 6, we'll go to the Hubbard Glacier. It is an amazing sight. We will see other glaciers, but the Hubbard, and the next one is Glacier Bay the following day. Those two are the biggest and the most popular to go see, and we will get off the ship and go see those glaciers. Finally, day 8, we go to Skagway. What a fun town that is. It's called the Gateway to the Klondike. People used to go there to go prospecting for gold. They started out on the trail there, and it's called the Chilkoot Trail. And we'll see all of that. Probably go get to see the dogs, the dogs and the sleds, and probably see them going around their track. We'll be able to see the puppies and how they train them and how they raise them. Really a neat experience. On day 9, we go right into Juneau. Juneau, as you know, is the capital. It's a beautiful city. There's all kinds of things to do there. And Juneau is the one where the Red Dog Saloon is. Everybody has to go to the Red Dog Saloon because that's where everything happens in Juneau, and it's a lot of fun. The servers are all in costume. Be sure and look for the bedpans that are up lining the walls. And it's just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. That is day, 9. And day 10 is Ketchikan, another really kind of neat place. It's called the salmon capital of the world and the city of totems. And we will go to a place to see a lot of different kinds of totems. And we will also go see how the salmon go up the stream. There's a place where you go kind of down underneath, and then there's windows there, and the salmon go right by your window. I mean, you're just like right there. The salmon are a beautiful, beautiful fish, and so you'll be able to see that. We will be cruising then on day 11 in the Inside Passage, and we'll go all the way down to Vancouver. And Vancouver then is where we will be coming home. And right here, it's clear down here to the bottom. Now, that's the reason that you have to have a passport for this trip, because Vancouver is in Canada. And when we disembark, then we will not be on American soil. We'll be on Canadian soil. So that's a good thing. Glaciers. I don't know if you know anything about the glaciers. I have a couple of pictures. They're not really good. I don't think I even have. Well, I might have one in here. Glaciers, where are you? I should have had it marked. The glaciers, of course, have been made over millions of years. This is a little booklet about Denali. And usually they'll show things like that. Well, of course, I can't find one picture like it. But they kind of look like this. I don't know if you can see that or not. and when it smooths out, the smooth parts are the glaciers. And the glaciers are always moving, and they move rocks underneath this weight, and they're always moving. When they get down to the sea, then they have compressed so much that most of them turn blue. And when they break off, it's called calving. Like a cow having a calf, it's called calving. And that's when you can get to see that. And we got to see that on the last trip. It sounds like a gun going off. It's so loud, and it just drops. These huge pieces of ice drop down into the sea, and it always has ripples and all, and it's just amazing to see that. And in the ship, you will get up close to it. You'll think, oh my gosh, they're getting so close. They're not going to hit it, are they? But of course they don't. But the train that you're on is so interesting. You don't stay overnight on the train, but you do get a wonderful, wonderful view with that dome ceiling and all. And you'll get to eat on the train too. Okay. Let's see a couple of other things that I was going to tell you about on this trip. Let's see. Oh, yeah. There are 11 Alaskan Native cultures that they're kind of considered as 5 distinct groups based on the cultural similarities and geographic locations. And I'm going to impress you with the pronunciation now. There are the Aleut. There are the Ulutik. There are the Athabaskan. There are Haida, Tlinkit, Inupiaq, Tsimshian, and last but not least, there's the Yupik. These are all different cultures within Alaska. You will hear all about it. The train people are going to tell you about it. The people that any tour that we have, they'll tell you all about the natives there and the Eskimos, and there's Indians, and there's all kinds of things. We found out so much interesting history about all of these cultures. We also got to see some museum type places where you could go in and see what the history was. Beautiful, beautiful museums and places to go see. Well, if I haven't interested you in a trip to Alaska, it's not because I haven't tried. This is, like I said, one of the most sought after trips as far as the bucket list is concerned. It's not a cheap trip, but it's 12 days long, and it has all of this meals included and all the sightseeing. And there are a couple of side trips. They're called excursions that you can sign up for. Anywhere from taking an airplane over the glaciers to walking on the glaciers to just a lot of things. I don't have the brochure yet to tell me what the excursions are, but I'm sure they're pretty much like what we did before. Anyway, Alaska is going to be a wonderful trip, and that's 2021, and it'll be sometime in July. You will need a passport for that, even though Alaska is an American state. We will end up in Vancouver, which is across the border in Canada. If you have questions for me, just give me a call and I will try to answer your questions, or if I don't know the answer, I will find it out for you. And of course, we'll be flying into Fairbanks. That's where we start our trip. Okay, next time I will find another wonderful trip, maybe to Ireland or to some other place. I won't tell you about the mystery trip though. That's a secret. All right. It's good to see you. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye from Carol.